What is going on there, everyone? All right, well, this week and heck, the last 2 weeks have been fairly awesome if you're a conservative. I think we can all acknowledge that. Even you lefties out there can acknowledge the conservatives had a pretty amazing week or two. One thing that's not being discussed a lot here is the left wing attacks, political attacks, which are technically acts of terrorism, dare I say. Yeah, it's not being talked about a whole lot. There's only been one in the news that I've actually, on mainstream media, on the television, only one instance, and it was a very, very short clip of one of these incidents. Just one. But we're going to get into all this because if you need any proof that the left is becoming very radicalized and very unhinged, this week has been all the proof you need. Everyone's probably heard of this by now. The Florida man charged with driving a van into a GOP voter tent said he did it because he dislikes Trump and he had to take a stand. Well, because he did it to a GOP tent and explicitly stated why he did it for political reasons, that man's probably going to get charged with domestic terrorism. And what was his name? Gregory William Lowell Tim. That's a long name. Was jailed on a $500,000 bail on 2 counts of aggravated assaults on a person 65 years or older. I don't think it really should matter. They shouldn't have a classification because of age. That's kind of ridiculous, but alright. Plus criminal mischief and driving with a suspended license. Okay. And can we acknowledge that that guy had a pretty fascistic haircut? They're not going to show a picture of him. What's up with that? The left literally said that the bowl cut itself was a fascist haircut. And this guy comes out with, dare I say, neo-Nazi-esque haircut. Funny. That's just a little bit of funny stuff. It actually has no relevance. But that's one instance, And then you got this just happened. And he's already back out on the streets because lefty cities and lefty areas don't seem to know what to do with criminals. They don't seem to get that criminals exist and that they can be a danger. So they just release everybody once they book them. It's kind of ridiculous. But yeah, suspect back out on the streets after arrest for attempted arson at Eureka GOP office. Eureka, California, a man arrested on a slew of charges, including attempted arson of a Republican Party of Humboldt headquarters, is back on the street after spending only one day in jail before posting bail. On Saturday, February 8th, at about 4:53 a.m., officers at the Eureka Police Department responded to the office on 5th Street for a report of a man smashing the windows. The witness gave a description, and the suspect said the suspect was last seen riding a bicycle towards the bay. Well, yeah, they caught the guy, of course, and the guy, after smashing a window, he stole a Trump flag, which I don't know why, if you hate the man and everything so much, why you would want that flag. But okay. Yeah, and that's how the police pretty much identified him, as he had the flag that was inside of the building. Yeah. Not the brightest group of people we're dealing with here, these left-wing radical extremists. Now, I don't want to blanket the party, the whole left, I know there are some sane, relatively sane leftists. I say relatively. But yeah, that's not what we're seeing. We're seeing an increase in violence. That's a problem. Yeah. So you got the guy running through a tent. You got a guy sitting here trying to attempt arson on a GOP headquarters in California. And then you got this story too. This is all within a week. And the media's just not talking about it. Like the mainstream media that everyone watches is not talking about this stuff. That's a problem. Woman punches man in the face at his birthday party because his red cap looks like a MAGA hat. It said make 50 great again. Ugh. People, what is going on here? What is going on here? I thought we were adults. If you see a red hat with white letters on it, how about reading it first would be a very good start. And then walking away if you don't like it. Turn your head. There's a thousand different things you can do besides assaulting someone. Come on, man. Are we losing all sensibility? I don't get this. I really don't. And it seems to be a primarily left-wing issue. Oh, I hate these stories where the dang thing. Yes, Daniel Sprague was left with a deep gash in his left cheek, just under his eye, after a woman came up behind him and slugged him with what the retired New York City police detective said was either a ring or a key. People were just coming up to me and, just loving the little wordplay on the hat and taking pictures and wishing me a happy birthday. Sprague told the news, WSMVV TV News 4 on Tuesday. At one point, a female came up from behind, spun me around and punched me in the face and then grabbed my hat off my head and was just yelling, "How dare you?" Yikes. Yikes. Okay, Americans as a whole. Are these the people that you think are making, good decisions for our country? Do you think these people are going to elect people that make good decisions? No. They literally can't even go through their life without freaking out about anything and everything. How can this hat cause so much problems? Last time I checked, there's nothing bad on this hat. Make America great again. My God, let's do it. I don't see the problem there. If you do see a problem there, yeah, you're kind of ignorant in my book. There's nothing wrong with that phrase. Sorry. Quit thinking about 200-300 years in our past. Yeah, we rectified those situations, and we're still working on some, sure. But we're working on them. We're trying to make everything better for everybody. Equality. True equality. Not left-wing equality. No, because that's not equality at all. Actual equality. Give it a shot, lefties. It's interesting. Like, the results are very interesting, and you'd be surprised. You get much better results when you act like a sane person instead of like a psychopath. But I digress. At one point, I already said that, police have yet to track down the suspect. Photos and videos showed blood down the length of Sprague's face. The cap was a gift from Sprague's wife, who had it specially made to mimic the caps of the 2016 campaign slogan of President Donald Trump, "Make America Great Again." She also gave him a t-shirt with the American flag that read, "Making America Great Since 1970. And that's awesome, man. That's a cute little gesture. People have different views, but we're not supposed to take it out on each other, Sprague said. Exactly. I love Trump, but I wouldn't hit someone who had a Bernie Sanders hat on, he told New York Post. Everyone is entitled to their opinion. I wasn't an Obama fan, but when he walked into a place where I was, I would show him and the office respect. Yes, true. Very true. All that's perfect. The Metropolitan Nashville Police Department confirmed that they took a report on the incident. She has issues, he said. I feel bad for her. And that's another thing that we on the right tend... I'm losing all sympathy for these people. But at one point I was also sympathetic. It's sad to see my fellow Americans losing their minds over nothing. Absolutely nothing. For years and years and years, they called Donald Trump this, that, and the other. They call us conservatives this, that, and the other. And what have we done? We pretty much proved them wrong. Because they were wrong, from the get. So it was pretty easy to do. We just sat back and kept living our lives as they have slowly and slowly faded into madness. It's kind of sad. The incident came following an assault this week at a high school in New Hampshire, where police confirmed a 14-year-old Trump volunteer was struck in the face while leaving a primary polling place. All right, that's another incident that I didn't even know of, to be honest. Like I said, the media doesn't report on this stuff because they don't care. And the only time they report on anything is when it's like pro-Trump or pro-conservative people doing something stupid, like the Proud Boys when they fight Antifa. And the Proud Boys seem like the wrong ones. Proud Boys ain't the wrong ones in those situations. According to an image posted to social media by one of the victims, he, a volunteer, Nate Campbell, who was wearing a red cap with the Make America Great Again slogan, were leaving the Wyndham High School polling station when the teen turned to a man to wish him a nice night. And the man said, "F you," and slapped Nate across the face. The post on Stephen Leckric's Facebook page said, if I'm saying his name wrong, I apologize to him, and my bad, I can't say names worth crap. Leclerc, who was also wearing a MAGA hat, ran over to stop the man, who he described in a separate post as an Antifa-like dude, and was hit himself. The man shouted that the pair were fascist and continued to attack both. Yeah, it sounds like Antifa's MO, but I ain't gonna say it was Antifa without proper evidence. Dude, a sucker hit a minor Trump volunteer. Yeah. Can you imagine that? It doesn't take much to realize when someone's young, and you're gonna go off and hit a kid. Guess what you just did? You just made a conservative for life. Good job. Guess what all these incidents are doing? Y'all are making conservative voters. Y'all are turning centrist Democrats into conservative voters because they see the violence. They see that people like Sanders refuses to condemn or denounce these people and these acts. What do you say about that? That's not good. That's not leadership. But when it comes to Bernie Sanders, what does he know about leadership? The guy has literally, since 2000, he's been very consistent up until 2016. And since 2016, he's flip-flopped on every one of his major issues. So I don't want to hear anything about Bernie Sanders. He's a fake politician, just like most. That's why Donald Trump was elected, because he wasn't a politician. You got these career politicians on the left, and millionaires and billionaires, which doesn't make any sense when you go with what the left's always arguing about. So I just don't know anymore about the left. They're fundamentally broken, and I don't see any repairs in sight, you know. And come on, millennials, think for a change. Think with your mind and not your ass, please. It's getting ridiculous. Y'all are being ridiculous. Y'all are being little children. I know we all, millennials, my group always gets made fun of because of this, that, and the other. Well, y'all are proving all those people that make fun of millennials right. Bunch of little entitled babies. Little snowflakes walking around. Come on. I think it's time for everyone to take a step back. It's been time for that. Just take a step back and realize reality. It exists. Embrace it. It's a good thing. It's fun to have your head in the clouds. But when you're sitting here contemplating attacking people or events or shutting down speech, this, that, and the other, maybe you should take a look at yourself in the mirror. Especially when you claim that everyone that you don't like is a fascist, when you indeed are the one being fascist. Come on now. I don't know. I don't see anything getting any better, but I do see one good thing. One good outcome of all this left-wing nonsense that is just getting heated up. The closer to election, we're going to see a lot more, unfortunately, a lot more of these type of events. But there is one silver lining. And that's the American people are not going to vote for these type of people. They're not going to vote for people who, with their lack of condemnation, almost seem as if they support these type of acts. So, we'll see what happens. We will see what happens come November. But as always, like, share, and subscribe. I'd love to hear your comments, and I'll catch y'all on the flip side.